There we attack the Medallion Calls, the first soundtrack of my piano medley of the Pirates of the Caribbean. So let's begin. You already heard the first part, but we're gonna go back. So start some basic strings. Great, nothing too crazy to start. It basically just goes like this. That's the melody. And then that's the melody. Like obviously we're gonna build around that. The bass goes like this. It goes with F, and I want you to take the time to hear it. There's a little that we can hear in the back, and I want you to hear it. There's a bit of a switch. It goes like this. So that's going to be important to keep, and it makes it, it makes it really ultra accurate. Because from all the medleys already done on YouTube with piano, I mean, these kind of details are very often overlooked, and I want to make sure I don't overlook them and that I keep them in so that I can truly build, well, the best medley on YouTube. That's a bit what the objective is. So right, so the bass goes like F, then D, and then. By the way, this track is in D minor, so sounds a bit like that, right? So I played harmonic and melody, let's say. Right, for those theory nerds out there, I know the difference between natural, harmonic, and melody, alright? I don't like theory, I don't know much of it, but I know that. Great. So, yeah, that's the first part. So the first part goes here in the melody. So I kind of hear an A minor. Holy shit, is it F? It's definitely F. Alright. So me, I hear an F and an A. So what I do in those cases where I can hear two, and I can very clearly hear an F in the bass, but also like some A minor. I mean, obviously the melody is A, but to make it cooler, I'm gonna play both. So what that means is, in the right hand, I'm gonna play a chord of A minor with an F here. And if I want to be even cooler, which I will do, I'm gonna play F and A in the right hand. So like this. So I'm gonna play, this is basically just F and A. after it's D. But now this, compared to the first one, feels a little bit empty because we went from a double chord. I don't know how you actually call it. That's what I call it. And now you go to a simple, just D. So in that case, I'm gonna cheat a little bit, and I'm just gonna add a C, just because I can. And obviously, the C is not random. It actually sounds good. Like it sounds to make sense to me. So that's the note I put. And I don't know if you can hear it, but me, I hear this in octave. And then for this part, I hear it here. Sounds like this. Right, now let's listen to the next part. Right, already there. That's me. I see lots of options because yes, it's just a D minor chord basically. But before I start, there's a, I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a big, call it a big drum. Yeah, French I call it tambour, but yeah, it's a drum. It's a big drum. And that's basically the only way to replicate it. It's just a big D. Right. But that means I can't play the last octave before the big one, which I would normally play the end of the other part. So we go, and then I would probably go like this. But if I play this already, there's no difference between this and the big drum at the end. So I can't play it twice. I need to leave it for the end. So that's a bit what I want to do. So first we go probably here. That's a bit how I see it. This is probably a part that I'm gonna modify pretty much every single time I play the theme. So yeah, I'm not too worried. I'm just gonna try and play it as accurate as I can, and that looks like it. Right. that's the fun part. Now this melody, this little theme, in itself plays very often in the whole soundtrack. It's just but they each have their own little subtleties. In that case, I mean, I could tell you it's at a certain speed, which is different than the other ones, and it's a bit more epic. It's supposed to be, it's supposed to have a bit of violence in it. Some of them, they're more like a romantic feel to it. More well, that's not what we're looking for right now. So this is how I play this part. So it's pretty much going to look like that on the final result. But you know, I'm just starting this shit, so there's many things that are going to change before I play everything in a medley. Next part, I want you to hear the transition though. So you probably didn't hear it because it's absolutely seamless. I love it. So that's the end of the last part. And now it just goes the same chord, D. Now, before we go there, let's just finish this. So then there's clearly just a, which is a bit higher than here. Then it goes a bit higher, even more. And the left hand, it shows this pattern, which is basically like this is a chord. I go mini arpeggio. I skip this one, so I go the 3, and then I just add 2. It's a very common arpeggio style type. I had the word like 3 seconds ago. Right, so I'm gonna do this one. Alright, it pisses me off. I just lost the word for it. It's, oh my god, it's a variant. It's not a variant, it's a... Alright, I'm just gonna play. Anyways, it's gonna come back. I don't care. So it goes from here. Then I go down. This part is pretty cool. It builds up tension by staying on A major. Yeah. And then resolution. doubt of how I was gonna do it, because I could have either kept going in that direction. And what I mean by in that direction is keep going with the octaves where it already was. It was an octave, and the next logical thing to do is this. But that's not really how it sounds in the theme, so I want to make it obviously the most accurate I can. So I think it's better if I just go here with no octaves. See what I mean? So. So in my head, I clearly see octave here, almost here. So at the least, maybe octave here. That's actually a possibility now that I can listen to it. But for now, I'm gonna keep it here. So here at the end, I don't know if you heard, but there's the same, exactly the same pattern, just here. No, not even, it's here. Yeah, it's exactly the same, at the same place. It's basically just building tension with A major here, which A major is the fifth, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and I mean, if you are familiar with some music theory, you probably know that in minor minor scales, that 1 is the, it's the basic basic chord, and 5, when turned into a major, in the case of a harmonic scale, with this note, when we turn it major, it builds up probably the most tension to the resolution of D minor. Now, if you have no idea what I just said, that's completely fine, and just, you can move on with your life without any worries. I didn't know that until, not recently. I knew it, but I didn't know the theory of it. So if you can just feel it, if you can feel that this has a resolution, and the resolution is this, congratulations, you're fine. You don't need anything else. You don't need to know that this is the 5th chord of the D minor scale. You don't need any of this, right? Trust me, you don't. Let's keep going. I was about to play the whole thing, right? I'm gonna do that. So it goes. Here is pretty interesting. We go back to A minor. It's interesting. I say that because we usually go with A major, which is the major 5. Here we went with A minor, which is pretty cool to be able to pull this off. And then we go back into the first theme, which is just, I make a little bit of a variation for this one, because So I don't want to make it exactly the same as the first part, so I just make it cooler with some arpeggio. Just make it cooler with some, yeah, longer arpeggios on the left hand, and it's literally enough to do the deal. That is extremely cool what just happened there, because it just goes. This is the normal, like you expect this, and then it just goes like, which, I mean, I really like the way that this sounds. So yeah, so basically this is F as it was supposed to do, to be, sorry. But then you go G. G again, and then the A major, of course. But there's a very interesting thing going on in the background, which is this, which I absolutely did not want to leave there, like to not be played. So yeah, so that's the normal. Which we all know and recognize and love so much. The sound of this is just so satisfying, especially on the piano. So yeah, I'm just gonna play it again and play it on the piano. And there's even a little. Yeah, the end goes a bit like this. Right, so I'm just gonna play it. Gonna have to work on this part. And this is the perfect transition to the next theme, which is Jack Sparrow, because, well, it's easy. Everything is in D minor. So every time the theme ends, 99% of the time on D minor, I can just keep going on D minor, because everything is in D minor. So, you know, he thought about that, the guy that wrote it, House. Yeah, I'm still working on the clarity of this. Because right now I'm dealing with a bit of wrist injuries, but it's getting better. That's enough. I see you back when I do an overview of the next theme, which is Jack Sparrow, which will be harder than that, because Jack Sparrow, I'm not finished with it. So yeah, see you.